A Sikh professor in New York City has been mistaken for a Muslim and attacked by a group of teens. Raw Story is reporting this. This is Prabhjot Singh, an assistant professor of international and public affairs at Columbia, who recently wrote a New York Times op-ed about hate crimes. He was attacked by a group of teens who were, of course, shouting anti-Muslim sentiments over the weekend. Singh, who, as I mentioned, is a Sikh and not Muslim, told NBC4 that I heard "Get Osama" and then "terrorists." And the next thing I felt was someone moving past me, ripping at my beard and hitting me in the chin. He tried to escape his attackers. They were able to surround him and they forced him to the ground. They were kicking him. They were punching him. He was taken to Mount Sinai Hospital where he had surgery on his fractured jaw. I think that we've talked before, Lewis, about how Sikhs have suffered significant discrimination in the U.S. being mistaken for Muslims. This is not the first time that that's happened. It probably will not be the last, sadly. But I want to read to you an interesting comment from Amardeep Singh, no relation to the victim of the beating here, who is a professor of English at Lehigh University. And he said that the problem with most reporting on the stories of Sikhs being beaten up because they were mistaken for Muslims is that they often implicitly take the position that the attack would have been justified had the guy actually been a Muslim. And he says, as always, with incidents of Muslim bashing and Sikh bashing, it seems important not to dwell on the fact that Sikhs are not Muslims. For one thing, the attackers may not care that much one way or another. But more importantly, one doesn't want to sanction hateful speech or violence against any vulnerable group based on correct identification. Remember Colin Powell. At the time when Colin Powell first started to be more of a vocal supporter of President Obama's, which coincided with, I guess we could call it the height of the birther movement, Colin Powell said, putting aside whether anyone thinks President Obama is a Muslim or whether he is or isn't, because he clearly is not, why would it matter? Why would it matter? And Colin Powell did a great job of bringing that point of view kind of into the mainstream. This is true. These individuals are, as a factual matter, these teens and others who beat up Sikhs, they're not even informed about who they hate, right? They barely know anything about the groups that they hate. But we can't forget that it would be unacceptable either way.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, this is part of the reason why education is one of the most important things in the world. I mean, you know what? It's not to say that they wouldn't still go beat up a Muslim if they knew for certain that it was a Muslim. But at least being aware of the world that you live in could help to alleviate some tension.